If you follow me for a sec, I'll show you the exact intersection that kids used to take to get home from school. With all of this construction, the traffic cones, rubble everywhere, the unfinished sidewalk, that this is a site many Central Texans have been looking forward to. It doesn't help that the flow of the river is 23,000 cubic feet of water just moving down the Brazos River. I have to tell you that when I was making my way here, I could see the blaze all the way from Highway 6. Now, I'm going to take a step out of the shot so you can just see how firefighters are dealing with this situation. Now, the process to get rid of these zebra mussels is to lay out heavy-duty PVC tarps and then anchor them down with these sandbags. Now, at 30 to 40 pounds each, it's only a matter of time before they die of suffocation. All of the bikers assembled here today all want one thing: for due process to be delivered to every single inmate at the county jail, and some feel that has not been the case. Seems like it was just a matter of time before the bright skies and sunny weather that we saw over the past week turned into this: dark skies and rainy day. Construction and congested traffic lanes, but that's soon going to change, hopefully in the next few hours.
It looked like straight out of an action movie.
Anytime you're dealing with water like this, anything can happen.
3 men enjoying an evening fishing trip were quickly calling for help after their boat went over a spillway, leaving it lodged in the rocky waters of the Navasota River for 5 hours.
It was just time and the flow of the water was our biggest holdbacks that we had.
The current was so strong it even damaged one of the rescue boats.
The current's pretty rough out there, can't get to them. So this is pretty much the final option right here to rescue with a helicopter.
Rescue teams watched over the men for another hour until help arrived, and unlike most rescues, they had to harness the men up together for fear the boat would be swept away.
2910, all units, this is going to be over with. Let's go ahead and pack everything up and come up from the river.
And just like a movie, this story ends on a good note, with at least one person already looking forward to the next fishing trip.
Are you going to come back fishing anytime soon?
Oh yeah, just got to be careful.
Carlos Garcia, KWTX News 10. Going into this story, I really wasn't sure what to expect, but I was quickly reassured.
As soon as you walk in and put skates on your family.
And like family, there were a few bumps and shoves. But in the world of roller derby, bumps and shoves are pretty common.
I always tell people a funny story that roller derby satisfies my need to be physically aggressive without going to jail.
Amanda, known only by her derby name Bo Bambi, has been strapping on skates for a little over a year now. Something 10 years ago wasn't even a possibility in her mind.
So I was a drug addict for the better part of 17 years. I honestly believed 10 years ago that I was going to die. That I was going to die in addiction.
It was a struggle that at the time did not seem to have a light at the end of the tunnel.
Never once in my addiction did I admit that I had a drug problem, and then, once I got clean, I realized that drug addicts come in all forms. It can be the little old lady that visits the pharmacy just a little too often getting prescription pain pills that are legal. That's a drug addict. It can be a teacher in school, it can be a lawyer, it can be anybody, and you just don't know what kind of struggle somebody's having.
But Bo Bambi found a light, and it led her right to a pair of skates.
It feels like my recovery is alive here in this skating rink.
It also led her to this support group, a derby team, or like they call it, a family.
It's just hard for some people to do, and her having that courage and to stick with it and stay with it, makes me think she's going to stay with the derby and, keep her recovery in the same direction. That'd be awesome.
So going into this story, I really wasn't sure what to expect. But leaving, I knew exactly what the story was about. Going forward and never looking back. All right, well, Bo Bambi now pays it forward, helping out men and women who are in the same situation as she was once in. As far as the Derby girls, well, they practice every Tuesday night, and they were kind enough to take me in and even give me a Derby name, which, wait for it, it's Hot Tamale. And Keisha, if it's anything like these strong women, I think I'll take it. At first glance, you'd be hard-pressed to find a group of men like these that dedicate so much of their time into being in top shape.
It made me feel better, helped me when I was stressed out and just felt down. Just really got into the lifting and the camaraderie a gym gives.
You'd be even more hard-pressed to find someone who's blind doing the exact same thing.
We were kind of worried about him not being able to see that well and being in here, you know, working with heavy weights, but it doesn't affect his performance at all.
A series of explosions in battle took away Sammy Pearson's ability to see. And now, a hypersensitivity to light means he's confined to wearing medically specialized lenses.
If anybody wants like an idea of what it is, have anybody just go to a gym, put something relatively heavy on a bench press, and close their eyes and do it, and watch how much harder it actually is.
But if you think that stopped him, well, think again.
Just because you have something wrong don't mean you can quit. That ought to push you harder to do what you want to do.
This fighter may have lost his vision.
I don't really see it as a disability because there's a lot worse off than me.
But if one thing is crystal clear, is that he hasn't lost sight of what's important.
It only keeps you down if you let it down. And I know it's tough sometimes, like, you know, I'm a special case, you know, or you don't understand. You're right, I don't. Everybody's different, everybody's unique. That's why you gotta go in and find what works for you. If you want to become an Olympic athlete, go for it. The only thing that stops you is you.
Carlos Garcia, KWTX News 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carlos Garcia. President Barack Obama is wrapping up a visit to Roseburg, Oregon, and he's making a call for stronger gun control legislation. A woman is dead after the SUV she was driving left the roadway and smashed into a tree yesterday. A Round Rock police officer is at the center of controversy after video surfaced of him choking a high school student. Race for the White House by storm, and now the businessman is in a storm of his own, this one self-inflicted. Boy, I gotta tell you, those 80s, I'm so looking forward to them. And for those folks that still haven't made it out to the fair, they still have a shot, and it's perfect weather, right? Switching gears now, we're continuing to follow a fatal shooting from Saturday night where a man was found shot to death in a car. I cannot get over this Laquan McGowan touchdown. That was pretty impressive.
And for a 400-pound guy, he is in good shape. I don't know why. It looked like the guy trying to tackle him was about 175 pounds. I don't know why you would try and do that. Clearly, it did not work.
Well, I'm a short guy. I don't think I could do it. Do you think? You know, you're a little taller.
Would you try and tackle?
I would do it if you were there next to me. I think between the two of us, we could take him down.